Some of the things that I've learned in my 60-pound weight loss journey. I lost 60 pounds 20 years ago to help reverse some of the health issues that I was having at the time. And I successfully reversed some and definitely improved others. But there are a lot of things I've learned. I get a lot of questions, and so I thought I'd talk about some of those today. One of them is that one of the issues that I found when trying to lose weight and get healthy was that I was getting a lot of advice from people who'd never done it. The truth is, there are a lot of very unique and specific issues that go along with one, gaining the weight in the first place, and then trying to lose that weight. That I found that those who had done it before tended to give me better advice as to how to do it. There are a lot of psychological and biological and social issues that go along with weight loss that are sometimes subtle, that are not always very obvious to a lot of people. And so if it hasn't been done before, some of those things get missed. And so some of that nuance I needed. And so I found that people who have done it before tend to help me a little bit more. And so I take that into consideration when helping people, knowing that I've actually done it myself. One of the other issues that I see often are some of the most common mistakes that I see. One is cutting down calories and only focusing on calories. Carbohydrate management is so much more important than calorie management. And the reason I say that, unless you're a serious overeater, which many of us who've tried to lose weight or have lost weight and know, we don't eat very much. It's not about the amount of food we eat. Often it's about what it is that we're eating. Oops, sorry about that. I thought I blocked all my calls coming in. But anyway, one of the things that happens is that we cut way down on our calories. And that does a couple of things. One, usually when you cut down on your calories, you're cutting down on all of the macronutrients, your protein, your carbohydrates, and your fats. Cutting down on carbohydrates does help lose weight. However, cutting down on fat does not, and neither does cutting down calories. In fact, protein. It does actually the opposite. Cutting down protein makes your body go after your muscle, and then you lose your metabolism, the one thing that helps you burn off the calories that you do eat. And so it's really important to manage your carbohydrates. Doesn't mean you have to cut them out completely. One of the things that all of us know is that when we're trying to lose weight, there are some people who are just good at it. They can, focus, and they can stay disciplined, and their willpower is such. But then I call those the weight loss Olympians. Most of us are not at Olympic level when it comes to most things. And so, the average person has, fits and starts and has some issues, and, our focus may suffer, our motivation may suffer. And so it's really important to do things in moderation so that it's not so extreme, so we don't just give up. And one of the ways of doing that is managing carbs, not cutting them out completely. Although that does work, and it does work maybe short term, but most people can't maintain that lifelong. And so the whole point is to do this forever. And then the next I see is people cutting out fat completely, eating no fat, low fat. When fat in and of itself, one, our body needs them to make hormones, especially the regulatory hormones that actually help us lose weight. Fat also helps you get full faster. It also makes food more satisfying. And when you remove fat out of food, usually in order to make it still palatable, to make it still enjoyable, it gets replaced with sugar, which is the absolute worst thing to eat if you are trying to lose weight. So if something naturally has fat in it, eat that version. Your body knows what to do with the natural version. It doesn't know what to do with the artificial version. And when our body doesn't know what to do with something artificial, it will store it as fat until it can figure it out. So eat fat foods. The next is exercise. So often I hear, I go to the gym 5 times a week. I exercise for an hour and a half, and I'm just not losing any weight. And then when I talk to someone, I find out, they're doing all cardiovascular exercise. which isn't a bad thing if you are trying to improve your mood, if you're trying to just get a better sense of well-being. Yes, cardiovascular exercise is excellent. However, if you're trying to lose weight and increase your metabolism, toning is the way to go. And so with exercise, especially cardiovascular exercise, you have to make sure it's at a level that your body is used to. If you are someone who's never exercised before and you all of a sudden start trying to run, what your body does is goes into stress mode. We're animals who are designed not to be eaten. So when we run or we do things that raises our heart rate and does, our body thinks we're being chased. And so it goes into stress mode to protect us. Now, if you build up to that, that's fine. But always make sure your exercise is at the level that you're at right now, and then build up instead of jumping too far ahead. For a couple of reasons, again, just because it does put your body into stress mode, but also it can also get you injured, and that just defeats the whole purpose if you can't do anything because you're hurt. So, and then the other is, I talked a little bit also about protein. People cut down on food, but they also cut way down on protein, and it's really important to make sure you're to maintain your muscle, to maintain your metabolism, to get enough protein in your diet. And so when paying attention to what you're eating, it's not so much about the calories. Again, it's about the configuration of what you're eating. The other is to pay attention to what are called the non-scale victories. Non-scale victories are, if you focus on a number on a scale, which can go up and down depending on, how much salt you had the day before, how much, water you've had that morning, it really fluctuates too much for it to be the absolute measure for your goal. And so some of the things that you can pay attention to in order to know if you're heading in the right direction is that your sleep is a good measure. If you're getting good sleep, better sleep, then whatever you're doing is working. The other is your moods. If your moods are improving, then that's another measure that you can use, which is also a measure to use if things are not the way they should be. If you find that what you're doing is making you grumpy, then it's probably not something you should be doing, and you need to change it around a little bit. The other is to pay attention to your energy level. Energy level is probably one of the best measures of a non-scale victory. If you're tired all the time, or you're getting more tired, then what you're doing is probably not appropriate. And if you're getting more energy than what you are, is probably good for you, even if your scale number doesn't move. Because really, our focus should be on our health and our wellness, then weight loss. And so if your energy is great and your sleep is better, your moods are better, then whatever you're doing, you want to maintain that, because that's what are considered, again, non-scale victories. So just to reiterate really quickly, when you're looking at weight loss information, pay attention to the source of where that information is coming from, the motivation of that information, and if that person really knows what they're talking about, they're expert, if they've done it before, if they have your health and wellness in as a priority. The other is, again, managing carbohydrates, not calories. Making sure that you're getting enough protein when doing exercises. Make sure that they're toning exercises also to maintain your metabolism. Eat fat. Fat does not make you fat. It makes you have hormones which are good for regulating your body. So don't avoid fat. And the other is pay attention to the things that make you feel better, like sleep, your moods, your energy levels, and all of those things are really important in your journey. So again, I'm Dr. Catherine Toomer. I'm a family medicine and community health physician who founded Health, Wellness, and Weight Loss Centers, a telemedicine service that maximizes health and wellness through weight loss and helps share my own 60-pound weight journey along with my medical expertise to help people just feel well when they're feeling overwhelmed. Thank you.